Don't judge me. I'm not
Facts.
gonna judge you. But the moral of these stories is and I feel like as women, and this is a big thing, as women, we tolerate and take too much. Too much to the point where you broke down, you ain't got nothing left. And sometimes that can be literally all for a man. And baby girl, you gotta pick yourself up. So I know that before the ending, because we both told, like, I guess the real toxic was the breaking point for those relationships because we weren't with those people no more. But like we both said, we were with those people for at least a good 2 years. I'm pretty sure that there was some toxic stuff that happened beforehand.
Oh, facts.
So when it comes to toxic, why do we stay? What is it that makes us stay? And baby, I know what makes me stay.
I'm telling you be on your way when I told you to fall back. So can you come pick up your clothes? I had them.
Welcome to Out of Pocket and On Purpose, where we check in, tell the truth, and say things we don't always say out loud. I'm Kamaya J.
And I'm Asia Yvette.
And today we are talking about toxic relationships and situationships. That kind that feel good but slowly drain you. The red flags you saw and then you ignored them. The attachment, the chemistry, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, the sex. Because sometimes that's what be keeping y'all bonded.
Mm-hmm. And toxic relationships don't always start toxic. They start exciting. Yes, that intensive, that addictive stuff. And before you know it, you stressed out, but you still not ready to let go. So today we going to be honest about why we stay and why it really takes so much to walk away. But first, let's do a check-in, babe. Because how was your week, Maya?
My week has been wonderful.
I know that's right.
I had a great weekend.
Mm-hmm. What you do this weekend?
With my good sis. So, y'all, I went to Asia's house this weekend. I drove 2 hours to Indiana to go spend time with my good sis. And we had a motherfucking ball.
Because, Maya, where we going?
Damn. Damn. They don't even know. Because ring go round the rosy. Pocket full of posies. Ashes. We all go down. Where we going, bitch? Down. I know that's right.
Oh my God, between that and Twinkle, Twinkle, Twinkle.
Twinkle, no, for real. Because Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
That was the funny. When I tell you that is the best baby shower I've ever been to. Real ratchet, real fun, classy, because we was all stepping. Okay, we all looked it good. But that was some fun. I loved it. We got to do this again. Anything else happened during your week last week?
Nothing fun.
Nothing fun. How were you emotionally this week?
Oh, y'all, I've been drained. TT is tired.
Felt.
Sick of it. Drained.
Definitely felt.
Emotionally, I am over it. Physically, I am present.
Do you miss someone that you shouldn't?
Oh, you messy.
I mean, we talking toxic. Do you? It's okay.
Of course I do.
I was going to say, you want me to answer first? Did you almost text somebody toxic?
I definitely almost did, y'all. Let me tell y'all how I saved myself. Chat GPT saves me every time. My good sister Shantisha comes in with those, don't text tonight because you're emotional. Try this instead.
Love that. Love that. Definitely, because, Chat GPT has become part of the sisterhood.
Okay.
She be spitting that real advice. Now, sometimes I tell her, like, don't give me no exercises. Just let's have a friend to friend type conversation. And she's even asked me before, well, why aren't you talking to your real human friends? And I'm like, I think they tired of hearing me talk about this.
Girl, my chat GPT know you by name. Like, did you call Asia? I did. I'm actually on the phone with that heifer right now.
Right now.
But we talked about it. Now I need to talk about it with you. So now I need to compare notes.
I'm screaming. And I was right. I know. Now,
Cry me a river.
My week was awesome. I was super tired. I'm not even gonna lie. Throughout the week, I was tired. Work was like real draining. Even though there wasn't too much to do, like there's still a lot to do. And then, of course, I was getting prepared for you to come. Had to get Dior a bath and all that extra stuff. And of course, keeping up with all my relationships with my friends, you know, checking on my mama. You know, it'd be a lot going on around these parts. But I make do, baby. I make do.
No, that's right.
Now, since I asked you the question, I'm going to answer myself. I definitely miss somebody that I shouldn't. I'm not even going to hold you. Okay. Let me. I definitely miss somebody that I shouldn't. But I did not almost text them. Like, I know I'm past that point, at least, of having that real bad urge to text that person. Because it's like, I already know. I think my brain has programmed that part of, you already know it's not going to end well. So why do you even do it? We gonna get there.
My attachment talking. And we definitely gonna get there.
We definitely gonna get to the attachment. But let's talk about it for real, for real. What is toxic? What defines a toxic relationship to you?
When I think of a toxic relationship, I usually think of people that aren't really aligned. Like, you can love somebody and you can love them to the moon and back, but y'all are just not compatible. Like, you can want certain things, that person can want certain things, and y'all wants are just different. Like, y'all just don't align. And unfortunately, it can cause a toxic environment because y'all are always going to battle each other. Everybody wanting to be headstrong about their wants, their desires, their needs when it comes to a relationship. So that's definitely like one of the main things that I think of, because that usually transpires to anything else that may occur in said toxic relationship.
True. Toxic relationships are, I feel like there's a level to toxic. There's real levels to toxic. Like, you got that bare minimum, y'all catfight type little stuff. Like, you know, y'all throw jabs at each other type toxic. But then you got that, yeah, y'all don't need to be together type toxic.
No,
not y'all putting y'all hands on each other. Not y'all not friends inside the club.
They can't even get in.
Okay, but I definitely feel like there's levels to toxic. But to me, toxic is like literally like something like you said, like just uncompatible like stuff. Like, what is y'all doing? Toxicness is a lot. It could be mentally toxic, physically toxic, emotionally toxic. Like,
or when a couple moves too fast, like just rushing into it, love bombing. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, that is so toxic.
Yes. Now, the Google definition of toxic, we're going to go by Google real quick. Google says toxic is defined as harmful or dangerous to health or life when taken into the body. Poisonous, like that's like, you know, like real toxic waste type of thing. But a toxic relationship says it's very harmful or unpleasant in a pervasive or insidious way. Let me find out y'all out here being insidious, and I'm not talking treacherous. Okay, because let's be for real. Of course, we are women, so you know, for us in our standpoint, it's about the men. But you women be toxic too. Y'all be toxic too, and we gonna talk about it because women real life be more sneaky than men do. But I'm gonna talk from a real woman standpoint and not one of these, you know, the music didn't ruin some of these females. You know what I'm talking
Right.
about, the YBs. They got YNs, but you also got the YBs.
Facts.
Y'all just don't be playing fair no more. Like, when it comes to relationships, y'all don't play fair. I feel like everybody kind of come in wanting something, and then the tables turn. Now somebody hurt, somebody feelings in it, somebody ain't in it. You know, y'all go in guarded. Now y'all just messing it up. But y'all don't
Yeah.
make it fair for the real women. Okay, that's not fair, because I'm so lonely. I have nobody. I'm
You are
kidding.
stupid.
But not for real. So when it comes to toxic relationships, we talked about like what is toxic, but what are the flags you see? The first few flags, like say you just met somebody type thing, that first month, what are some flags that you've ever noticed about a toxic relationship of yours?
Inconsistency.
Mm.
That's probably like the first thing. I hate when you meet somebody and they try so hard pursuing you, getting to know you, taking you out on dates, and then they get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And stop getting comfortable with your partners. The same way you pursued them before y'all started dating is the same way we want to be pursued once we're in the relationship. I still want the good morning texts, the random compliments, flowers sent to my job, even though I work from home. Like, I still want all of those gestures, but people just become inconsistent. And it might not just even be in gestures or how they may treat you. Showing up, they stop being consistent with how they show up for you, or they might not be consistent in communication. So, consistency is definitely a very big thing for me. So it definitely bothers me when I watch people and I see that they have a trend and then that pattern slowly starts to change. So,
Yeah, a red flag for me would be, how do I put this? Control. Simply put, control. Control disguised as protection. Because y'all, we know. But what men love to be like, I'm just trying to protect you, da 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 da, you know you mine. There's a fine line between protecting me and trying to control me. Because one thing that I preach to any relationship that I've ever gotten in any relationship that is going to come my way, I have family, I have friends, and you're not going to keep me from them. You're not going to move them out of my life, none of that. And I feel like that is one of the first signs of a controlling man, is they don't ever want you to be around your people,
isolation.
your friends, no, none of that. They don't want you outside. They don't want you to go, hell, your friend could be down the street and no, you can't go down that street. And it's like, but damn. Like, what you mean? So that is one of my biggest red flags, is control. Because back up, give me a minute. I love my friends. They're my friends for a reason. So yeah, you're going to have to respect that I'm going to go see my friends and they're going to want to come see me. I don't care if you go hang out with your homeboys. So what's the problem?
Yeah.
You got any more red flags?
No.
I got
I
one.
mean, look, I got several, but I'm gonna hold
give me you gonna hold off? You gonna wait? Okay. Another one. Another big red flag for me is disrespect. I can't take no disrespectful person. Don't disrespect me, because you go low, I'm gonna go to hell. And I'm going to say something that I might not even mean for real, but just because you tried it and you disrespected me, like, I don't mean nothing to you. And I feel like that's with any person though, but we talking toxic relationships specifically. As my man, as my protector, you are the one person that should not be disrespecting me. So and I feel like females be ignoring the red flags. Like, I don't know. I don't know. So I can only speak for myself, but I'm going to turn it to you first. Actually, Maya, what is the most toxic thing you've ever been through in a relationship? You want me to start? Because I got an answer. I have an
mean,
answer.
I have an answer. I guess I'm just trying to pick which one. Like
The fact
like
that you have to
said,
pick which one is insane.
it's levels to toxic, and like
Mhm.
you got your tier 1, your tier 2, and tier 3 is just like straight to the pits of fiery depths of hell. And I'm sitting here like, damn, I got a few stories on tier 3, but go ahead.
Okay,
I
the most
digress.
toxic thing that I've ever endured is how it's not even how can I put this? It's so simple to put. I'm not gonna give the full story, but I dealt with this boy, excuse me. I dealt with this mutt. Let me start there. I dealt with this mutt, okay? And baby, I was trying to ride till the wheels fell off, child. Do you hear me? But the most toxic thing that he did to me, we didn't fight too much, but we definitely, threw a couple blows. But he got out of jail and he thought it was a good idea to go get his baby mama pregnant. And then I had to find out on my own. And then during the course of us still trying to figure that out, he already had somebody else pregnant. Again, still trying to figure that out, but then he ended up secretly trying to secretly move to Atlanta with the baby mama that he had got pregnant when he first got out of jail. Not even the baby mama that was already pregnant. Yeah. Toxic at its finest.
Niggas are diabolical. What?
You talk about shaking the table. When I tell you I think that is hands down the most toxic thing that I have been through. I done been through some toxic mess, but hands down, I think that is the most toxic thing I've been through.
See, I don't even want to tell these people my business. Y'all gonna judge the fuck.
Yeah, we finna get judged real hard. But you know what?
Wow.
This episode finna touch something in a lot of us. So go and tell us, what's the most toxic thing you've been through, Maya?
I was talking to this mutt.
I know that's right. He's a dog. He's a mutt. He's a dog. He's a mutt. Shout out to Leon Thomas. I love that song.
Thanks. Big shout out to my boy. Talking to this mutt. And this is also one of my red flags. I hate being gaslighted. There is nothing like having a motherfucker gaslight you and you start questioning yourself. Like that feeling of not being able to trust yourself to the point where you question the decisions that you make, not just even in your relationship, just moving forward for life. Like you really start to lose trust in yourself just when it comes to everything. I do not like being gaslit. But talking to this mutt, he just used to always gaslight me about his escapades and his cheating and all of his frolicking. And he got his ex pregnant and his best friend pregnant. Gaslighted the hell out of me about the best friend.
And the best friend is crazy.
About the best friend being pregnant. Got my car towed and brought the best friend into my house. Oh yeah. You want to know something? That the crazy thing is, after I found out, like, bringing somebody into your home, it breaks trust, but that's an invasion of privacy that I wouldn't do that to my worst enemy. Like,
Yeah,
this
your
where I
home's
lay
supposed to be
my
your
head,
sacred
this my
space.
peace of mind, and you bring somebody in, yeah, cut that short ASAP. Negative.
So you didn't stay with that person after that happened?
Hell no.
I know that's right. Yeah, after the whole him secretly trying to move to Georgia, definitely cut that loose. But how long were you dealing with that person?
The crazy thing is we had just got back together. Like, we had dated, broke up. So altogether, maybe like 2.5 years.
Okay. It was either 2 or 3. I don't remember if we made it to the 3rd year or not, but it was 2 or 3. We was dealing with each other for a little second, yeah. But nah, I ain't gonna say that. I was gonna say something, but that's putting y'all into my business a little too much. Don't judge me. I'm not gonna judge you. But the moral of these stories is and I feel like as women, and this is a big thing, as women, we tolerate and take too much to the point where you broke down, you ain't got nothing left. And sometimes that can be literally all for a man. And baby girl, you gotta pick yourself up. So I know that before the ending, because we both told, like, I guess the real toxic was a breaking point for those relationships because we weren't with those people no more. But like we both said, we were with those people for at least a good 2 years. I'm pretty sure that there was some toxic stuff that happened beforehand.
Okay.
So when it comes to toxic, why do we stay? What is it that makes us stay? And baby, I know what makes me stay. I'm not gonna hold nobody.
Hollering.
And don't take let me go first. Cause we finna talk about it. That make me so good. If we gonna say anything, if we gonna do anything, we gonna tell the truth. We gonna be for real. We gonna be for real. If you can't, cause I will say I am comfortable with my friends to be able to tell my friends my sexual escapades. Okay, so when I tell you that man, I don't want to say it. That toxic man right there. I'm gonna just put it like this. He taught me how to be a big girl. Okay. He taught me how to be a big girl. And when I got taught how to be a big girl, and he taught me, not he taught me, he unleashed the inner freak in me. Okay. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That'd be my number one reason for not letting go of them toxic relationships, because the toxic ones, it be the best.
And I don't think we understand how much sex clouds our judgment. AJ, how many times have you argued with said toxic endeavor, and right after the argument was stigmatized back to where you started?
It wasn't even just that one. It was several relationships.
Lord have mercy.
I have since learned my lesson. I'm gonna just put it like
how many? No, fuck that. How many lessons? Cause bitch, how many? You a freak? No, I ain't
quite
going
a few lessons.
I mean,
I had to learn. No, okay. Being for real. Let me stop. I definitely did have to learn quite a few lessons about it. It took a minute for me to really learn the lesson of that. I'm just stopped there of just the sex part. Being stigmatized is a real thing. And now that I am older, I definitely do understand that it ain't that good. Like, it is, but it's not that good to just sit there and take the stuff that you be like men be putting you through. Like, if I would have known this beforehand, I would have walked away a long time ago. You don't even get a good 6 months out of me. It's good. Yeah, cool. But if you toxic like that, you barely get a month out of me. It depends on when you start showing it.
Please understand, power is in the pussy. Please understand. That's the true power. Y'all give men so much power over some penis. Please understand your power and use it wisely.
So yeah, the number one reason why I stayed ED, because it does not happen anymore, was the sex. The dick was good. It was good. And then my number two reason, and I feel like they go hand in hand, but my number two reason was I always see the good in a person. I see the potential in a person. So if you show me some like a good potential, and I know that you have the potential to be a good man, a good father, work, all that stuff, I'm gonna work with that. I'm gonna put it like that. I work with that. I don't work with the negative side of you too much. Understand, like, yes, that is something that comes with you, but I also see that you are capable of doing something good. So yeah, I'm gonna hold on to it until you show me that no, it
I can't
ain't.
hold on to it. The sucky thing is inconsistent men always feel addictive. It's like
Ugh.
inconsistent motherfucker just they give you this rush or this feeling and then they
Mhm.
disappear and it's like you going through withdrawals. And then they reach out or they text or they call or they show up and you get your hit of dopamine. But then you go through all the same withdrawal side effects once they leave again. Like and you really gotta try to decipher between the two of attachment and love because sometimes we be attached to a person and not necessarily still in love with that person. Like it's possible to do both, but sometimes when things are starting to get to the end and things have ran its course, we start to confuse attachment with love.
Definitely. And I get attached fast. That is my problem. I be so attached, but I started to realize I be attached to the potential
Mm-hmm.
in the dick. But I be attached to
Hey,
the potential.
it's
Am
this.
I lying? Okay, take my last situation. You know who. We ain't even gotta say no names. But my man without being my man,
Yeah.
in 6 months, 5-6 months, toxic. Like, and I was
Yeah.
holding for that potential. I thought when I made certain moves that things were going to change or progress. Not even change. I thought they were going to progress, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. Toxic at its finest, and I still feel like I'm gonna be honest. I'm still salty about that. I'm not even
I'm
finna lie, but I'm
screaming.
learning. I'm learning that toxic is just not it. It's not. I ain't gonna lie. I love a good toxic relationship. Toxic relationships be the best relationships, baby. It be fun. It be a little dangerous.
See, I can't, my heart can't take that shit. I need not even to say the simplest of lives. Like, you're going to argue with your partner. That's understandable. But I don't want it to get to a point where we got to argue before we fuck because that's the only way to get us riled up. Or
But it
we
be so
start
good.
bickering. I don't give a damn
You,
because then those
Maya,
behaviors, then the behaviors start to truly show. People really start to show they
definitely.
colors.
But don't, and tell me if I'm lying. Don't make up sex feel better than just regular sex. Like just regular, oh, I want to fuck.
But the question is why? Why does
Very true.
having
Why?
somebody like pretty much belittle you before fornicating you, does that make us feel better? Like there's some type of mental imbalance in us as women and as men too, because y'all do the same things just as we do. Y'all get into these arguments, y'all say things y'all don't mean. You done said you was gonna piss on this man's grandma's grave. Now you bent over in the kitchen. Like
That
I
is a
just
real thing, y'all.
eh,
That is a real lie that we know
who
somebody has
knows?
said.
Rumi, I love you.
Oh my god. But that is crazy because yes, like when it comes
Mm,
to sex and toxic relationships, most definitely women get emotionally bonded by it. Women can say all
mhm.
day, "Oh, I can do it and just leave," which is possible. I've done it. I've been there. I've done I came what I need to do and I left. But when you're talking about somebody without even knowing it that you've been doing this with for a while, you know you're not supposed to be with this person because of how things are. You can't help it and you try to ignore it, but that's because your emotions they bonded. And what do we call that? Soul ties, ladies. You tying your soul with somebody that you don't need to be. And it is so hard to break them type of soul ties.
Don't know
Ooh,
this.
it's so hard, but
Let me ask you a
never mind.
question.
I was gonna say something. Never mind.
Did the sex get better the more toxic it got, or did it get worse?
Better. It
Really?
definitely got better. I can speaking from my own experience. The more toxic the situation, the more better it got, because we unlocking some danger zones, because now you can't just give me what you gave me before. You didn't, it's like you start off with a little bit of toxic and you just go up. So yeah, that sex better go up too. What you doing to me better match how you trying to make me feel. If you trying to fix it, if this is your way of fixing this relationship, this toxicness, then yeah, it gotta equal up. That's why it gets better, because they know they can't hit you with that wham bam thank you ma'am and then it be done. No, I'm trying to be broke through the bed frame. I'm trying to be in the neighbor's living room.
The neighbor's living room.
What you done did to me.
Follicle, nigga.
I'm being for real. Coming from somebody that feels like every relationship they have ever been in has been toxic, which is why I don't take that BS no more. Which is why I'm single. No, thank you. I'll pass. But maybe it's just me. And maybe I'm the problem. I don't know.
Never the problem, always the solution.
You feel, yeah. See, I'm trying to, since we on the podcast, I'm trying to, but definitely the solution. But no, because if we being for real, some of the women do be the problem. Some of you women get good men and you be the toxic one because you don't know how to be treated, because no one's ever treated you like that. And then you mess up a good man for the next good woman. Y'all be out here creating toxic people because you're toxic and you don't know how to live. On this podcast, we talk for real. So, Maya, what are your toxic traits?
I am emotionally manipulative.
You is horrible.
We gonna call a spade a spade. The unfortunate thing is I've already had people tell me I was emotionally manipulative, and I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm just a very emotional person. Like, I don't hide my feelings. Like, if I need to cry, I'm gonna cry. Like, all of that good old stuff. I'm just a very sensitive person. But sometimes I get upset. For instance, I love people a certain way. And I might love by providing physical things, or I might love with a physical touch or some type of intimacy. But when people do not reciprocate the way that I love, like, I love people the way that I want to be loved. So when I love you a certain way, when I do certain things for you, when I'm randomly thinking about you throughout the day, when I'm sending texts, when I'm calling, when I'm not necessarily being clingy, but trying to live in your skin, and you don't necessarily reciprocate that energy, I can become emotionally manipulative. Not that I necessarily want you to feel bad that you not loving me the way that I love you, but it's kind of like that's my way of communicating, hey, I want to be loved a different way. And only way I know how to convey it is through my emotions, but I do not convey it appropriately, which is where the manipulation comes in, because now I'm doing it more from my own perception and not necessarily the overall relationship.
I feel you. I'm trying to think, what is my toxic trait? See, because I'm an emotional person. I'm an unstable creature. Okay, if you know, you know. I ain't gonna say the B word, but I'm gonna say unstable creatures. I am very unstable. I am very emotional though, but I think it all depends on the person. It depends on the person, because if I feel like I can talk to you, I'm gonna give you a chance for me to show you my emotions. It depends on your reaction. If you're receptive to my emotions, then okay, cool. But if you're not, or you ever try to belittle me, play me, make me feel like my emotions aren't valid, then we have nothing else to talk about. So then that's when I get toxic, because don't come ask me later like, oh, what's wrong with you? You don't care anyway, so why are you in my face? I start getting toxic based off how you responded though. Now, not the problem, the solution. But one of my toxic traits, I got a bad mouth. Baby, this mouth, I told y'all, you go low, I go to hell. I don't care. Everybody is up for grabs when you disrespect me for real. And the worst way to disrespect me is to put your hands on me. I've been there, done that, will never go back. Because, baby, when I tell you I tried to flatline a man before, I really tried to flatline that man because that's what you not gonna do. But yeah, I have a dangerous mouth when I get real mad. If I black out mad, it's not a good sight. It's not. And yeah, that's my toxic trait. I'm a little
Love
asshole.
that for you,
I'm a
queen.
little asshole. I'm a pretty asshole though. So
Love that for you, queen.
So how do I say this? Because we've talked about a lot. We gonna get off the sex topic because we could go about that part all day, and I feel like that is real life the number one reason why people stay. But let's go back to like the potential that I was talking about in people. What are some things that you saw in a very toxic person as far as like their potential that made you want to stay with them?
I am one of those people, character is very big for me.
Mm-hmm.
You are who you are when no one's watching. I'm a heavy believer of that. So if I see a man not just trying, but actually putting action behind those words, somebody can come and tell you, oh, I want to open a coffee shop, but ain't bought a fucking coffee bean to put in a building. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just like, you can have dreams and ambitions, but if there's nothing behind those dreams and ambitions, it's literally nothing but potential. So I do like a man that puts action behind the potential. Like, I want to see you hustle. I don't necessarily want to see you stressed about making certain decisions, but as a man, I want to see you lead. I want to see you carry yourself a certain way, because I'm going to be like, okay, it's giving boss energy. I want to be around a boss. I want to be with a boss. I want a nigga that's going to boss me up just as much as I boss him up. I want somebody that's going to offer something, but
I understand until you get the freaking wool pulled off. And you like, oh, you a bum.
and that's how it always ends. Like, you would meet a dude, nigga got some chicken,
You got some cheddar, you got a little cheese.
nigga got a little car, whoop the bam. Nigga got an apartment. Come to find out, that's his apartment with his auntie that he been
With
staying
his
with
baby
for 4
mama.
years. Or the baby mama. And niggas love living with their baby mama, but they don't go together.
But they don't never go to. And I've been there. So you mean to tell me? But one thing I will say is the dude, that toxic relationship right there. Only reason I stayed in that on and off for 6 years was because even though he was living with his baby mama, that man was always with me. He was always with me. So the action behind the story matched up until it was really time to make what we had going on official. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's an excuse, ladies, don't get me wrong. If a man ever tell you that he lived with his baby mama, but they not together, run. Run. He lying. He is lying. There is now I will say they have to have some proof of it, because I was living with somebody that I was no longer with. Like, we weren't in an official relationship, but we did do couple-like things sometimes. But because of my detachment, I knew that I was leaving. I was moving on with my life. This, is that, and the third. So I'm not going to say that it's not possible, but it is rare, especially when it's coming from a man's mutt's mouth. If he living with his baby mama, run. And if he really like you and you really like him, he should be moving on with his life and moving into his own space, okay? So when he move into his own space, then give him a chance. I'm going to just say that, okay? Because I feel like that's where things get confused. Living situations
that's
is
really
a lot.
serious about you ain't gonna risk losing you if you're important to him. Period. I don't care about none of that. Oh, well, I don't want to fight. I don't want da 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 da. It does not have to be toxic to show somebody that you genuinely care about them.
Mm-hmm. And it
So,
don't have to be. I feel like toxic relationships, they be the best relationships because it be a little dangerous. It's exciting. It's fun. You might be he might be giving you something that you feel like you've never felt before, but in all reality, you're giving up so much for these little hits of dopamine, as Kamaya put it. If you look at the big picture, you're with somebody that don't really fuck with you. And that sucks. I've been through that with a man that don't really want to be with you, but he there for whatever reason.
I think we all have,
Boo.
unfortunately.
So, Maya, give me, because yeah, we've talked about the most toxic thing we've gone through, but give me one of your toxic stories from beginning to end, how y'all met, how y'all started dating, red flags you might have ignored, or whatever. Just give it to me. What happened?
Uh, so my very first boyfriend was one of the most toxicest relationships of my life.
Is this still the same dude
No.
from before? Oh, no.
No, this is high school, sweetie. High school.
I know where this is going.
Very much so. High school, freshman year of college, we dated 6 years.
Cheers, bitch, because I know where this
Cheers.
is going.
Like I said, it was high school, so we met at school. We were like, when I say best of friends, we were the best of friends. Like we would always joke, play with each other. And I feel like sometimes, ladies, we have to be okay sometimes with just being somebody's friend. You don't gotta date them or move forward. Sometimes it just ruins the entire relationship. But that was my homie for sure. Like no matter what it was, who it was, like he always chose me, I always chose him. Like that was just my dog. But the
See,
first
you
red
finna make me
flag,
mad because I was singing close friend. We started off as close friends. Somehow you turned into my boyfriend. We used to tell each other everything. I even went and got a diamond ring. Baby, everything was so cool. But lately you've been acting brand new. You were so different when I met you. And I ain't gonna lie, I miss the old you. That's my song. You see why I was singing it earlier?
I know you would. I know you would. The first red flag that I noticed, but that I ignored, was that he used to lie for no apparent reason. Like, you ever catch somebody in a lie, and no matter how small it was, it just kind of bothered you because it was just like, if I ask you, do you got ranch? And you tell me, no, you got Caesar dressing, but I look and it's ranch. Like, why the fuck would you lie and say, like,
No,
I
if
just,
somebody
I don't,
ever lied to me about some stupid shit like that,
like,
I'll punch
no,
them.
I swear, niggas lie about the dumbest shit. Like, you can tell the truth,
Like,
my
is your
love.
car
Like, I'm
red?
not
No, it's
gonna,
blue. Go outside and it's orange.
like, Juju got a car. Like, and you know Juju got, get the,
Her.
well, what's the color of the car? It was dark outside. Yep, and now, yep. So, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my
But
God, that is
he
hilarious.
just used to lie for no apparent reason. And I knew the relationship wasn't what I needed anymore when his mom told me to leave him alone. Like, it's
Not
one
the
thing
mama.
to... It's one thing to have like a nigga mama be like, oh girl, my son love you, my son adore you, my son whoop
And
the
they
damn.
know they be lying. Mamas be
All
the
of
problem
this,
too.
all of that. And of course, like, you know, we were older, getting up there in age. Like his mama really had no control over him. Like it's certain things that she just would not allow in her house, but boys will be boys. You feel me?
Hello.
So one day she just was like, mm-mm. You can't come back over here. You need to leave him alone. Like, and I'm sitting there defending this nigga to his mama. Like, mama, you don't get it. You don't understand. Like, you don't, like, I'm sitting here trying to get her to understand her son. Like, she don't know this nigga.
Like, she ain't birthed that nigga.
Delusion in its finest. You feel
His
me?
finest.
I ended up staying though because I don't know, like that was all I knew. Like that's who I lost my virginity to. We were together for so long, on our way to college, finally getting the opportunity to be adults and actually live together and just kind of experience the things that we really couldn't do as high school students. Um, I stayed for the fairy tale. I stayed for the dream, the expectations that maybe I was the only one that came up with those in my head, but that's why I stayed. My breaking point was when we went to college. At some point, I kind of got tired, but the space gave me too much space to move on. Like it was over at that point. Like we didn't really talk as much. Like the cheating got worse, the lies got worse. Like the scandals were fucking scandals. Lifetime. Girl, could Lifetime my movie from high
Not a
school? Like,
Lifetime movie.
girl, just without the case of murder.
Murder.
Love a good case of
Oh, you
murder.
love a good
But
case of murder. Cause
no, ain't murder.
murder.
Woo, woo.
Okay.
But that was my breaking point. Like I'm one of those people. I have so many different type of love languages, but the one that's most important to me is talking to me. I want somebody that can talk life into me, somebody that can just communicate with me, somebody that can just speak to me like that type of like that little stuff that y'all feel like is such a job or such a chore to do. I'm not asking you for a Birkin bag. I didn't ask you to buy me a salon. I I just wanted to hear your voice today. Like that would make my day. Like I feel like I asked for very basic stuff. And once those needs couldn't be met on top of the disrespect, on top of everything else that had occurred, our 4 years through high school, up and more type shit. I couldn't allow myself to continue to deal with it. Like I genuinely had to focus on something positive and it just was not that relationship.
So I have some questions.
What's up?
From that, we're gonna hit a little bit of reflection throughout that whole relationship. What were your main takeaways? What did you learn from that relationship?
I learned I should have listened to his mama first and foremost.
You
Um,
definitely should have listened to his mama for it. But I can't. I'm not here to judge because just
Facts. I should have
wait.
listened to his mama. I learned to trust myself. Like I said, sometimes you lose yourself in relationships or you lose the fact of trusting your decisions. And I just didn't know what to trust. Every time I made the decision to forgive or try to move forward or move on, it just always felt like the wrong decision. So then when it was time for me to make tougher decisions, I started feeling like, damn, I can't make these decisions because what if I choose wrong? Like, what if I make this decision and I ultimately fuck it up without actually thinking like how and I hate to say this, but how much worse can it get? And ultimately it got way much worse because I stopped trusting myself. So I learned to really trust myself, trust that the decisions that I'm making are best for me and to stop making decisions based on other people. I am very empathetic. I am very understanding, and people love to take advantage of big hearted, understanding people because we unconditionally love. And that's another issue in toxic relationships, unconditionally loving somebody instead of just loving that person. Unconditional love is for family, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister. But I find myself loving every person that I do love unconditionally. So I don't separate the two. And I found that out about myself. Like that was something new I learned about myself. Like I love unconditionally. I'll forgive you for some of the worst shit that you could have ever done, but forgiveness is for me and not the other person. And I was forgiving for them without thinking about how it was affecting me.
I think you kind of already answered the second question too. What would you do differently? You and who you are now. If you could literally talk to yourself back then in that situation, what would you tell yourself to do differently?
I would tell myself to get back to her. The Kamaya that I was before my relationship, she was fun. She was loud and proud. She was damn near the headliner. Like everybody just knew who I was. Like my energy spoke for itself when I walked into rooms. But when I was in that relationship, due to the toxicity and just the emotional transitional point that I was going through at that time, I found myself being very quiet, very standoffish, very like sad. And my biggest piece of advice to myself would be to be who I am when nobody's watching. Like, don't
Oh, no, that's
let
right.
somebody limit my light just to let them shine brighter. Like, we all know the saying, like, we were all meant to shine as children do, period. Like, but our light should liberate others, not make them want to dim theirs. So that would be my piece of advice to myself. Don't dim your light for other people. I don't give a fuck who they are.
Okay. Because like we were saying earlier, women, we tend to, not even just women, let me stop saying that. A lot of people tend to lose themselves in relationships, especially them good toxic ones, because you would do anything to keep that person happy, just to be with that person, just to get them the smallest of a hit of that happiness that they give you, because it feel like your world is complete when y'all right. When he doing it or she doing it right, and everything is good for them 5 little minutes, it's the best 5 minutes of your life. It'd be insane. Now, I've been debating what story I was gonna tell today. And what's crazy about the story you're telling is my story is also about my high school mutt. I was gonna say high school sweetheart. No, it was a mutt. So y'all don't judge me. There, okay. So we met over Facebook. What's so crazy about it is, unbeknownst to me at the time of us meeting on Facebook, we were in high school. I'm gonna go there later. So we met over Facebook. We was both in high school. We started talking. We became cool. We became friends. I started talking to him about a bunch of stuff, and we was tight. We talked every day and everything. And he had asked me to be his girlfriend, right? And I was cool with it. I'm like, sure. But I wasn't exactly too ready, because I was the type, like, I don't just be letting people be my boyfriend. I was, we got to see if you qualify. Now, the toxicity started early. And I mean early. So once I did become his girlfriend, I rode the bus back and forth, of course. And it was this girl on my bus. We were supposed to be cool. We was not friends. Okay, y'all go watch last week's episodes on why I'm not saying she was my friend, but we was cool. We was cool, you know, we rode the bus together, and this was the first toxic red flag. She knew who he was and whatnot. She knew him actually before I did. They were supposed to be friends. Come to find out that they were more than friends. They weren't in a relationship, but they were more than friends. And yeah, I learned the hard way. I was on the phone with him on the bus, and she was like, "Oh, you talking to so-and-so?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She like, "Can I talk to him?" "Sure." And all I heard was, "Why you don't talk to me now that you talk to her?" Oh, excuse me. Girl, she hung up on that man and everything. They got into it on the bus. Me and her got into it on the bus. It was a mess.
I am screaming.
Red flag right there. Should have told me to run. But I didn't. So all the last 2 years of high school, we were together and everything was cool in high school up until red flag number 2. I started to realize that he talked to a lot of females. We were literally sitting at the lunch table one day, and I look over, he has his phone up, and the name says Squirt with a water emoji. And then the text, y'all don't even know, y'all bringing up some trauma for me right now just telling this story. The text said, "I love you too." When I tell you 0 to blackout, I looked over, I said, who? So you telling you love them? Who is Square? Answers. And when I found out who she was, I actually confused her with her sister, but I didn't care because I didn't like either of them. So when I found out, y'all, it went down at that lunch table. I smacked the shit out of him because you got me messed up. Even still, after high school, I went to college, and I'm skipping a part, the most important part of the story. No, I'm not. That happened after. Okay, so I leave, go to college. We're still together and whatnot. And he comes to see me back and forth. I had my own apartment and everything in college. Was working, putting myself through school. Y'all tell me why this man had the nerve to be texting some girl from back home, because I went to Missouri for school, and was telling her that he went to the college I was going to. Told her that he was on the school's basketball team. Told her he was staying in the dorms. Yo. And all of this crazy stuff. When I tell you toxic at its finest, that's when we start fighting each other. I'm talking about literally fist fighting. I tried to throw him over the balcony. I was putting his clothes out. I was calling his people, telling him to come get him. Him and my mama got into it. I ended up passing out one time when they got into it. I had to go to the hospital. They tried to keep me in the hospital. All this crazy stuff. Fast forward to he ended up moving out there with me and whatnot. So we were living together. He found out that his mom had passed, so we had to move back home. And I ended up quitting school and whatnot. So we moved back home. Oh, that was bad. When we moved back home, I still found out that he was still talking to all these different females. And I'm talking about females that knew me. Like, we went to school together. We were supposed to be, at that time, what I considered a friend. Which is why I say go watch the last episode, because maybe it was not one of those. And the most toxic part of the whole relationship is, y'all, I married that fool. After all that, I still married that fool. He literally woke up one day and was like, marry me. And I'm like, okay. And when we got back home, we went down to the courthouse and we got married. That very same day that we got married, he was talking to another girl right in front of me. Yeah. To make the long story short, the breaking point. So by this time I had moved to another city. He had came to move with me again. And he was just still doing the same stuff. I really had just got tired of being cheated on. He was sending money to females for pictures and videos of themselves, and sending money to people that I knew, that I kicked it with, and everything. Like, it was bad. But yeah, I just reached my breaking point of the marriage, and I was just like, yeah, I don't ever want to deal with you no more. To the point where we really started fighting. I ended up in a shelter. I was going to say a group home. I ended up in a shelter because we had got into it. And yeah, the police was called, and I was just done. I had to go get the divorce, and I left that alone ever since. I started doing me. Very toxic, very toxic. I took a lot out of that story, but I gave y'all the good stuff. Toxic at its finest.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. But hey, that's my toxic situation. Now, I did learn, because I was so young, and we got married when I was 18. I did definitely learn a lot about myself, that I love hard. I love so hard. And because of how hard I love, I know my love is not meant for everybody. And I also learned that I'm a lot stronger than I thought. I definitely learned I was a lot stronger mentally and physically. Definitely physically, because baby, I was tearing that ass. I pulled bleach on that man. I did a lot. I cut him. Literally, I cut him. That's how bad it was. But I definitely did learn that I was way stronger than I thought to actually walk away from that situation. I never thought that I was going to walk away. But what made me stay was the fact that we were married. The fact that I had really taken that vow before God, before the government, I really wanted to make that work because I never wanted to get a divorce. But I will say the answer to the next question of what I would do differently should be obvious. I would not have married that man. I would tell myself, don't you marry that fool. Run now.
Okay.
And I would literally just tell myself, you're stronger than what you think. It hurts. It hurts to have to leave him, yeah. But I promise you it hurts to stay. And I feel like that's what we don't think about, how much it hurts to stay in those toxic relationships. You're hurting yourself more than anything staying because you're degrading yourself. You're losing your potential. You're losing everything about who you are because you want to stay with somebody that don't appreciate you. And that's not fair to nobody.
Thanks.
So, that's a lot. We've been through some toxic stuff, but you know what? Since we went through so much, we're going to end out today, and y'all just going to have to wait till part 2. We're definitely going to do a part 2 because, of course, we talked in toxic relationships and situationships. We can talk about this all day, baby. Okay, but, in part 2, we're going to get into a little bit more toxic relationships, how to detach, how to heal, how to stop going back, because leaving is one thing, but staying on is a whole nother. So if this episode hits you, send it to somebody who needs it. And baby, we'll see you in part 2. Bye.
Deuces, bitches.